Breaking news, and this is a big one. If you like the sound of stimulus checks possibly coming straight to your mailbox, then this update is going to grab your attention. Look at this headline. Trump eyes issuing $1,000 to $2,000 dividend checks for Americans, with the cash coming from $1T in tariff revenue. This could be a turning point, especially after weeks of financial uncertainty surrounding the government shutdown. Millions of Americans have been facing tough times, federal workers furloughed, bills piling up, and inflation squeezing every household. But now, President Donald Trump is hinting at something huge, a direct payment to the American people, funded through tariffs. Look at this. Donald Trump proposes new stimulus checks of up to $2,000 for Americans. Yes, that's right. According to multiple recent reports, Trump is floating the idea of using the revenue from tariffs to fund stimulus like dividend checks for working Americans. And this isn't speculation. Trump himself talked about it during an interview. Look at this. President Donald Trump has said he is considering offering Americans stimulus checks of between $1,000 and $2,000 from tariff revenues. That's a massive announcement, and it could reshape how millions of Americans view the next election. If Trump actually delivers these checks, it might bring real relief to families struggling with rising costs. Look at this. Talking to One America News, ON, television network in a one-on-one interview aired on Thursday, Trump was asked what he would do with the revenues generated from higher tariffs on imported goods to the U.S. Trump's response sparked major attention. He hinted that instead of sending that money overseas, he wants it to go straight back to the American people. It's a bold move that could rally strong support among working-class voters. Look at this. We're going to do something. We're looking at something. Number one, we're paying down debt. Because people have allowed the debt to go crazy, he said. But, with growth, with the kind of growth we have now, the debt is very little. You grow yourself out of that debt. It's not a question of paying it. You grow yourself out. Trump's comments highlight his belief that strong economic growth can solve America's debt crisis, not deep spending cuts. It's a classic Trump-style pitch. Focus on prosperity first, and the numbers will fix themselves. Look at this. He added, we'll pay back debt, but we also might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America. Asked about the size of these proposed rebate checks, Trump said that his team was thinking about maybe $1,000 to $2,000. These words immediately caught national attention. After years of frustration over high costs and low relief, this kind of proposal feels like a lifeline for millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Once again, the headline reads, Trump eyes issuing $1,000 to $2,000 dividend checks for Americans, with the cash coming from $1T in tariff revenue. It's being described as a potential dividend from America's economic growth, money returning directly to the taxpayers. Look at this. Imagine opening your mailbox to find a $2,000 dividend check from the government. That's the eye-popping idea President Donald Trump is now floating, all thanks to his sweeping tariff policy. To understand what's behind this idea, let's look at the numbers. Look at this. In a recent interview with One America News, Trump touted how much money tariffs could generate. They're just starting to kick in, but ultimately, your tariffs are going to be over $1 trillion a year, he said. That's a big claim. Treasury Department data cited by Fox Business shows cumulative tariff collections at $214.9 billion so far in 2025. That's massive growth, and Trump believes it's just the beginning. These tariffs, especially the ones targeting Chinese imports, have brought in hundreds of billions of dollars within months. According to reports, tariffs have already surpassed $200 billion since being expanded earlier this year, and Trump has hinted that future tariffs could double that amount. So, what happens with that money? Here's where things get interesting. Look at this. Trump says the funds would first go toward paying down the national debt. Number one, we're paying down debt because people have allowed the debt to go crazy, he said. And he's not wrong about the debt problem. The U.S. national debt now stands at a staggering $37.86 trillion, but Trump insisted America can grow its way out. With the kind of growth we have now, the debt is very little, relatively speaking. You grow yourself out of that debt. It's not a question of paying it. You grow yourself out, he argued. That statement, "you grow yourself out," has become one of the most repeated lines from the interview. It's Trump's way of saying that if the economy keeps expanding, the debt won't look as overwhelming as it does today. Now, what makes this story especially important is timing. The government shutdown has affected millions, from small business owners to retirees, and new stimulus support could provide much-needed relief. Inflation is still biting hard, groceries and rent remain at record highs, and Social Security recipients just learned that the upcoming COLA increase is far below expectations. At the same time, the U.S. Treasury Department confirms that tariff revenues have been pouring in faster than expected, largely because of higher duties on imported goods, especially from China. Trump mentioned that tariffs are already contributing hundreds of billions and could soon hit $1 trillion annually. Supporters of this idea say that if these funds exist, the American people deserve a fair share, especially those earning under $100,000 a year. Many view this plan as a way to put America first, not just in trade, but in the everyday lives of ordinary citizens. Economists are divided. Some agree with Trump's logic that using tariff money as dividends could stimulate consumer spending and boost economic activity. Others argue that those revenues should be used strictly for debt reduction. Still, Trump's proposal, now being referred to as "look at this," Trump's $2,000 tariff-funded stimulus checks proposal, what's the status of the idea? Has become a trending topic across social media and financial outlets. Many Americans are already comparing it to the pandemic-era stimulus checks, saying that even a smaller check today could go a long way toward catching up on rent, groceries, and medical bills. While the idea is still under discussion, this proposal has drawn both praise and criticism. Some lawmakers, like Senator Josh Hawley, had previously introduced a similar concept called the American Worker Rebate Act, which would have given $600 checks to individuals and dependents. Trump's version, however, is far more ambitious, $1,000 to $2,000 per person, and he says it's realistic given the amount of tariff revenue coming in. Donald Trump proposes new stimulus checks of up to $2,000 for Americans. That's the headline everyone is talking about, and if this idea gains traction, it could reshape not just stimulus policy, but the way America handles its own revenue and growth in the years ahead. So what do you think? Should this tariff money be used to reduce debt, or should it go directly to the American people in the form of these dividend checks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you support Trump's $2,000 stimulus checks idea, write down below, "I support $2,000 checks." Because sometimes, public support can make all the difference in turning ideas into action. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay tuned for the next major update on Social Security, stimulus checks, and America's economic future.